Hey guys, how are you? How was your consolidation week? Did you have fun? Did you buy anything online? Because you shouldn't go out. And if you did you go anywhere different? Did you read a book or something? Or did you start a new series? I know I did. I started a series Into the Night. It's a Belgian series on Netflix. I strongly recommend it. Give it a watch. Do you have any tests soon? Did you study for them? And finally, did you celebrate any birthday or birthday parties in your family? I know I did, but we're not here to talk about this, okay? Let's start with today's session. So when we think, chicos, of rhythm, we tend to think of something that is noticeable, right? Which is happening at a regular intervals of time, like when you feel the rhythm of a heartbeat or the rhythm of reggaeton, right? Which is always the same. Well, in English, the rhythm is detectable in when we have this regular occurrence of stressed syllables. However, this regularity is very, very relative. We tend to say that English has a stress-timed rhythm. This implies that the stress syllables will happen at regular intervals of time. Now, this theory states that the times from each stressed syllable to the next will tend to be the same, thus having this idea of rhythm. And this happens regardless of the number of intervening unstressed syllables between these stressed syllables. When we were seeing strong and weak forms, it's similar to that. Notice that, remember that function words tend to be weak or unstressed, and content words such as verbs or adjectives or proper nouns are stressed, and we pronounce them in what is known as a strong form. Okay? Look at the following example. It says, walk down the path to the end of the canal. That was read very robotically, but if we read it in a stress time rhythm, we'd say, walk down the path to the end of the canal. If you notice, between syllables 1 and 2, walk down, these are not separated by unstressed syllables. However, 2 and 3 are separated by one unstressed syllable, 3 and 4 by 2, 4 and 5 by 3. Notice that one syllable is in the word canal, right? That's why we would call it a syllable, not a word. If we follow the previous example, and since stressed syllables are typically longer than unstressed syllables, remember, sentences with the same amount of stressed syllables take nearly the same amount of time to say, regardless of the unstressed syllables. What is he talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Look at this example. We have 3 words: kids, beat, drums. All of these are stressed. What we're going to do is continue this pattern. Pa, 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 pa. Kids, beat, drums. Now we'll add different articles and make these and add unstressed syllables between the stressed syllables. Kids beat drums. The kids beat drums. The kids beat the drums. The kids will beat the drums. The kids will be beating the drums. The kids will have been beating the drums. Hey, almost dropped the ball in that last sentence because it gets a bit more difficult. Just trying to squeeze all the weak forms or all the function words will have been beating the drums. That's why when we were seeing weak and strong forms, we need to remember that the weak forms will try to reduce them or they unstress them so we can give more emphasis to the content words. So, is it similar to Spanish? Well, no. Spanish, French, Korean, Yeo, and Cantonese, among many other languages, have a different rhythmical structure that we call syllable times rhythm. In these languages, all syllables, whether stressed or unstressed, tend to occur at regular time intervals. The time between these stressed syllables will be shorter or longer in proportion to the number of unstressed syllables. Notice that syllable timed rhythm languages tend to be more simple to describe. Ba, 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 ba. Spanish, French, Korean, Cantonese, among many others. We give the same emphasis to each syllable as we would say in Spanish. However, since Spanish does not have a noticeable difference between a weak and strong syllable, drilling or practicing these strongly rhythmical utterances, kids beat drums, the kids beat the drums, right? It helps us or forces us language learners or English language learners to focus on making the unstressed syllables weak. And that's why I want us to practice. From now on, I'll try to give you guys a weekly assignment or assignments so you can send them through WhatsApp, right, in an easy way, right, making it easier for you to participate. Our first assignment is for you to make your own drill. Look at the example to the left. Start with a subject, a verb in the present, and an object, like cats chase mice. Try to reach 5 or 6 sentences more. How to do that? Introduce articles such as a, an, or the before the subjects or the objects or the nouns. Possessive adjectives as well, like my, her, or their. My cats chase their mice, for example. And change the verb tense to continuous or perfect forms to lengthen the sentence. Remember that continuous forms introduce auxiliary verbs of the verb to be mainly. And perfect forms introduce the auxiliary have or has, and sometimes have been or has been, plus a continuous form like in the present perfect continuous, right? If you also add other modal auxiliaries like might, you can lengthen the sentence even more. Try to create your own drill, 5 or 6 sentences tops. Practice it, record yourself, and send it to me by Sunday. Our second assignment for this week is much more straightforward. I want you to practice reading these sentences, keeping or stressing the syllables which are capitalized and in red. I want you to record yourselves reading all of them and send me this file by Sunday. I know it might seem repetitive, right? But I miss your voices, guys, right? I don't recall what you sound like. I do, of course. I just want to hear the sound of your voices. Notice sentence number 10, which is the one that has the most highlighted or capitalized or stressed syllables, right? Why is that? Because here we are using something that some authors call like report English. The English that is used when reporting news or giving narrations. It's a more artificial kind of stress, right, or rhythm when speaking English. And we don't want to sound that way always. We don't want to sound like we are speaking in verses. That's why this sentence is a bit special, and it's part of a narration. When you read a book out loud or when you read a story, you try to follow a very tight rhythm, right, pattern, right? So you engage the audience or the listener. But in colloquial or common speaking, right, you won't always follow the same rhythm or pattern. Try to practice it, and I'll wait for your recordings. And that is all for today, guys. Was this too short? Well, the semester is almost at an end. I think we have like 6 weeks to go, right? Or 7 tops, including exams. So I want to make the end of this semester as smooth and painless to all of us, right? I don't want to overload you with activities or with tasks or assignments, but we are behind on many of them. I hope you understand that although this module is very short, it's only 2 hours a week, and we've already missed 2 classes, right, because of problems or personal problems I've had. I would love it if we could catch up with some of the assignments or evaluations for this module, so we can also help improve your class scores and your grades. Remember that I'm all for trying to help you guys make the most out of this very unorthodox semester, and I hope the consolidation week was good for you and that you were able to rest. I also hope that you have a great week, that you can participate in your other sessions, and that you, your family, your loved ones, your close ones are all in good health. And we might not see each other this semester. I really hope we can see ourselves one more time next semester or whenever that is. Peace out, guys, and stay in touch.